Good morning, students. Welcome to the class. And today we are going to start a very interesting lesson, that is Street Games of India. Now, what do you mean by street games? Let's learn from this lesson that what do you mean by street games, what are the street games, and how we can play them. Street Games of India. Open your books to page number 30. Excited talking and laughter, shouts of joy and despair. These are the sounds of the street games of India. In this text, author Mulk Raj Anand recalls the games that he played as a young boy. Now, what happens? That the author Mulk Raj Anand, he's recalling, means he's memorizing the days when he was small and he used to play games. Like we all, when we are small, we play games in the streets with our friends. Same way, the author also used to play games. My interest in playing street games began early. One of my earliest memory is playing the game of Goli. Right, you can see on your screen Goli or marbles. The game is played with marbles which we collect by breaking the neck of old soda water bottle. Sometimes we bought colorful marbles. Like majority of us, we have played these games of marble. To play the game, each player has to give a goli or marble. A little hole is dug into even ground. Now you can see a small hole here. It is dug in the ground with the heel of the foot. Now how you can dug this? With your foot. Each player then kneels on the ground 6 feet away from the hole. How many feet? 6 feet away. Underline 6 feet away from the hole. Then with their finger they strike their goli, trying to get them into the hole. Now with the help of finger, you can see this boy is playing goli. Now how he is sitting 6 feet far from the hole and he is striking the goli with the help of his finger, trying to get them in the hole. Now what is trying to get this goalie into the hole? They also try to strike the other player's goalie out of the way of their own goalie. Now what they do, beside of striking this goalie in the hole, they also try to strike the goalie of other players, or they use their goalie to push the other goalies into the hole. What they do, they also try to push the goalie. They push one goalie with the help of other. Shouts of goalie mari can be heard when one succeeds in striking another goalie out of the way. So what happens when one strikes another goalie out of the way? Means it may be near the ground and after striking it moves away from the ground or the hole. So what they shout? Goli mari. The player who gets all the goalies into the hole first is the winner. Now the player who gets all the goalies first in the hole is the winner. Father did not like us to waste time playing goli. Now everyone, for us also, our parents don't like that we spent our time playing goalies. But I tried my luck at the game anyway. But what he used to do, he used to try playing it. However, I did not have the deft finger needed to be really good at the game and often lost my goalies to the older player. Now what he used to do, he was not that perfect in playing the goalies. So every time he used to lose. It was not long before I moved on to other games. Now what happened? Beside playing goalies, he also took interest in playing many other games. Like the game I enjoyed most was Aankh Micholi or blind man's buff. You can see on the screen. This is the game of Aankh Micholi. In this game, one player covers their eye with their hand or a piece of cloth. The others hide in different places and the blind man looks for them. What happens? One man or one player has to tie his eyes with the help of a cloth or with his hands. And he has to find all the other players. We also call this game like blind man's buff. Why? Because here the person cannot see anyone, only he has to feel. The first time I played this game with my older cousin, I cheated. What he says, first time when I played this game, I played with my cousin and he cheated. I peeped through my fingers to see where she had hidden herself. We also do these things, right? Sometimes when we close our eyes, we see from middle of our fingers that where the person is hiding. Then I ran here and there pretending to look for her. Then what did he do? He was acting like he don't know where she is. Finally, when she nearly showed herself behind the charpoi means you can see a bed with 4 legs. It is known as charpoi, which has rope tied around it. It has 4 legs and they all are joined with the help of ropes. I caught her and laughed and shrieked as though I had been looking all over for her. So he was laughing like he got tired and he was looking for her from long time, but what was the reality? That he knew before where she was hiding. However, as I grew up, I found that playing blind man's buff with a large group required more skill. Each one was so clever at hiding that the blindfolded one roamed about, hearing the others shout but unable to touch anyone. Now what happens as he grows? What he finds that all the players were very much clever. They used to shout, they used to touch him, but he was not able to touch the others. Sometimes the older boys used the game as a trick on me when they did not want me to play with them. Although I remember crying many times when they did this, I enjoyed this game even when I became older. Now what happened? Sometimes when the big boys, they did not want him to disturb them or to irritate them, what they used to do, they used to tie a cloth to his eyes so that he cannot see anything and he just have to find them. And by the time they used to play their game. So what the author used to do, many times he used to cry for this, for their behavior. But at last he enjoyed this game very much. I had to wait till I was over 10 years old. How many years? 10 years. I learned the skill of spinning a lattu or top. Now many of us know how to play lattu. This game requires a deft hand and enough pocket money to buy the tops made of mud or wood. But nowadays we also find plastic tops, right? A string is wrapped around the lower part of the lattu. This is tossed to the ground with a hard jerk and the string is released, causing the lattu to spin and spin. Now we all know we take the lattu, we tie the thread around it and we throw on the ground with high speed. And the string is or the thread is released and the lattu starts to spin. I remember saving up my pocket money to buy my first lattu. Now what he says, I still remember I used to save my pocket money to buy my first lattu. But I swung it clumsily. Now what do you mean by clumsily? Careless manner. And the beautiful earthen top broke. So what did he do? He collected his pocket money to buy a top, but at last, because he spent it carelessly, it broke. Afterwards, I practiced with a small wooden one and eventually learned to toss the earthen ones without breaking them. So, what happened? At last, he learns how to toss a lattu or top. When I was 14, I was allowed to join the Kabaddi team. Now what he does? At age of 10 years, he played Lattu. At the age of 14, he joined the Kabaddi team. To play Kabaddi, you must be quick and strong. You also need the ability to hold your breath for long and to be a master of battle tactics. Now what do you mean by battle tactics? Planned movements in a fight. Like you should know what I have to do next, what are the rules of the game, how I can overcome one, how I can defeat the opposite team. You all should know these points. Since playing this game is almost like real warfare, like it is like a real fight or war going on between two teams. A line is drawn on sand or soft earth. You can see this line, it is drawn between land. Two teams with 5 to 10 players or more stand on either side of the line. Now you can see many boys standing on this part of the line as well as that part of the line. A member of one team crosses the line chanting Kabaddi under his breath without stopping. Now you have to continuously say Kabaddi, Kabaddi, Kabaddi without stopping. If he is able to touch one or two players from the opposing team while saying Kabaddi, the person he touches is dead. Now what happens? He has to cross the line, go that side. He has to continuously speak Kabaddi, Kabaddi, and while speaking Kabaddi Kabaddi, if he touches any person of opposite team, he is said to be dead. The visitor then runs back to his side. After touching, he has to come back to his side. However, if the visitor is caught or he stops saying Kabaddi, he is dead. Now what happens if the player who went to the opposite team saying Kabaddi Kabaddi, if he stops saying Kabaddi, he is dead. Or else, if the opposite team catches him, he also is dead. Dead means out. The teams take turns to visit each other until all the members of one team are dead. Now what happens? One from this team, then from that. Likewise, they go from one team to another and one this side to that side. Till all the members of a team are dead. I learned how to hold my breath and developed some daring, but I could not survive for too long before being taken as a prisoner of war. Now what do you mean by prisoner of war? Means whenever he used to go to the opposite team, he was not able to hold his breath for long time, so they used to catch him or they used to hold him, and every time he used to get out. So this was all about street games of India. Now let us revise quickly that how many games we played today. First was Goli, second was Aankh Micholi, third was Lattu, and the fourth street game was Kabaddi. Now all these games we play in our day-to-day life, right? Yes. And we just love to play these games. So these games are known as street games of India. Why they are known as street games of India? Because they are played in every state of India and everyone plays them. All the kids, they love to play these games. So that is enough for today. Please go through this lesson, and if you have any query or question regarding any part of this lesson, you can ask me. Okay everyone, bye.